Before we began, there was a different paradigm in veterinary medicine about the end of life. It really was considered the downside or the taboo side of veterinary medicine. No one really wanted to talk about it or deal with it. Most often, if people's animals were at the end of their lives, they would drop them off at the veterinary clinic, and at the end of the day, the veterinarian would euthanize them in a very medicinal, clinical way, and maybe call the people and say, your pet has died, and maybe not. No one really wanted to confront it. What we were able to do is bring that out into the open and allow people to be present with their animals when they died, to be able to say goodbye right then when they were dying, to cry, to really grieve. And most people wanted to do that. That was actually very, very helpful to them. And surprisingly, it was helpful to the veterinarians too. It was helpful to the veterinarians and the teams there because before, they used to carry that grief. They would put the animal down. They were the ones to look at it and say goodbye for the last time. And it wasn't really their grief to carry. This way, they were able to have the grief placed where it should be, with the families. And they also felt more skilled, more competent about doing their, not only their medical job, but just knowing what to do to help support people in their grief. They just had to be there. They just had to help them say goodbye. When we first began this program, veterinarians used to say, is this different? Is this a different kind of grief? Our issues are special. They're unique. Because of euthanasia, really. No medical doctor has that option of actually euthanizing their patients. And yes, that part is a bit different. What's different about it is that the veterinarians, their staff, are there at the moment of death. And most human doctors really aren't usually there when their patients die. So it did add an extra intensity, an intimacy for them. And they were really worried about having people in the room with them with all that emotion there. What would they do? Would they be able to perform what they needed to do medically with all that stress and emotion in the room? And so that was really what we brought to veterinary medicine. We showed them very basic skills, very, very, very basic communication skills, support skills. It's not rocket science. It's really just showing your humanity and letting that emotion be there.